Hello, everybody, and welcome back to HuckyTalk. The next question is, do you like your handwriting?
No.
Melanie?
Yes, I do for the most part. Every once in a while it looks kind of like scribbly, but for the most part it's pretty decent.
Cool.
I do if I have time to write my to write things out. When I feel like I'm rushed, when I feel like I'm writing something really fast, I really don't like it because it just looks like chicken scratch. And sometimes I actually can't read what I write if I'm writing it really fast. But numbers, I'm really good with numbers, and that's just because I was a math minor and a computer science major, and so I ran through a lot of numbers and a lot of calculations and a lot of bits and bytes and things like that. So numbers I have down like pat. Like I have ones. Some people get like ones and sevens confused sometimes. Not me. Because I was like, I have to know if this is a 1 or a 7, because if not, the computer will literally catch on fire. That's a bit of an exaggeration. But
No, literally.
An actual catch on fire.
But I kind of like my handwriting. If I have time to write, I think I have good handwriting, especially for a guy. Because guys in general just have clunkier handwriting.
We do. It's more robotic looking.
It is.
I like to play the game, what the hell did Steven write today?
I play that sometimes too.
So I'm guessing he doesn't like his
I
handwriting.
love my handwriting. Yeah, I feel that it's beneficial to me and everybody who has to read
But
it.
are you the only person who loves your handwriting? Does everyone
Yes.
else hate your handwriting?
Most people learn to read my handwriting.
Except there were still moments, even in context, I couldn't figure out what words you wrote.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I have been around when we played this game before. And then last person we asked is Melanie. She's like, well, it says this. And we're like, oh.
Yeah, she got real good at reading things in context and figuring out things.
Oh, that's that English minor at work.
Oh,
Yeah, it's okay if you like your handwriting, even if it is bad.
I love it.
This
Great.
isn't if you have good handwriting.
That's exactly
it's if
what
you
it
like
is.
it.
It's like,
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
I've always disliked my handwriting a lot. Because first of all, I learned how to write wrong.
Are you supposed to do the opposite hand?
No, I use this hand. It's right. I mean, I'm right-handed, but
I'm learning how to write wrong.
you're supposed to
clarifying
have
that for
you're
the
supposed to have
audience.
the pencil like
Right.
this, right? It doesn't really do. I need a pencil.
Do you claw
I
it?
haven't
You know,
actually
like-
done it in a while. I don't know if it's actually a claw. It's more like I use 3 fingers instead of the 2.
Okay.
Who taught you how to write?
I don't know. Like, when you learn how to write in kindergarten or preschool or something like that?
Usually
drawing.
first and second grade.
Okay. Well, whenever that happened,
You like start in kindergarten, but you don't really start writing until
whenever
first.
that happened, I apparently did not have enough one-on-one attention. So, one of the few things I did.
Little Greg was just like, I'm gonna do it this way.
Grab a pencil like this and just...
Well, in 3rd grade, I was like, I wanted to write everything in cursive because that's when you start writing cursive, and I was like, wow, this is so much easier than what I've been doing with the way I held it because it doesn't feel natural. It does to me, but it's not supposed to be.
Right.
I will say I used to, when I used to write, when I was a kid, I actually, I did this. I picked up a pencil and wrote an incorrect way to start with as well. I don't remember if I put it in between my index and my middle finger or my middle finger and my ring finger, but I would like have the pencil set and like use either my top 2 fingers or just my index finger and like use it like that, like a squeeze it like it was like a spray bottle is how I kind of had it and how I would write like that. And of course my parents were like, no, that's not how it's supposed to be done. And so of course they had me pulled out of class and corrected for that. And my dad was like, yep, when we pulled out of class, you fixed it real fast. And I was like, thanks, Dad, making me embarrassed.
You have nice handwriting though for a man.
Well, and that's partially because my mother was like, that doesn't look like anything, write it again. And so I was like, okay.
All right.
Well, like, I don't think it was meant to be like that. I think it was meant to be like, oh, well, all right, like, no, write it again, write it better, because it is important to have good handwriting, but they never focused on my cursive. It was more my printing words. My Nana has beautiful handwriting, but
That's what you've said.
it's what's cursive. Well, she was an English teacher. She was an English teacher.
You don't need to handwrite anymore.
Oh man, but she
But
writes.
she
She
taught
handwrites
back when
notes.
that's what you do.
Oh man, it's beautiful. It's hard for me to read because like it is.
Because it's something that you're not
It's
accustomed
something
to
I'm not
reading
accustomed
anymore.
to, but it really is. I'll have to show it to you. It's like print. It's like print. Like it's like someone typed it up and then put a font, Nana font, and then just printed it out. That's what it looks like. Like there's no, and if there's a mistake, it's like this beautiful like soup.
That
These
doesn't
two
exist anymore.
perfect horizontal lines that cross out a word. I'm like, man, this is good.
Oh my gosh.
But my dad has good handwriting too. Everybody in my family does, and I think it's because my parents made me say, look, it's important to have good handwriting.
Not anymore.
I remember I used to have, I used to hold my pencil wrong.
You still have to
I
write
was told
some
I have
things,
teacher
but not very
handwriting.
much.
And
Yeah.
especially in your two fields, how often do you really write?
I write things down on sticky notes that say
I
this
need to
is
write more
broken
often
for this
than you
reason.
guys do.
I write things down for myself, and that's mostly just because, like, if you get an influx, if you have a lot of people calling in, and the problem is the system we have. We'll come back to Nalani. She just said something about you've been told you had teacher handwriting. Mm-hmm. But let me say this real quick. I work at a place, get a lot of phone calls, and you got to write down the customer's name when they're calling in. But we only have one window you can have open at a time to log a call. So you have to keep track of those people, because the last job I had, you could open like 15 tabs and it was fine. You could go back and go when you had some downtime. This, you have to have one window open at a time, and you can only log one call at a time. So you can't have a list of logs. Mm-hmm. And you could do it on the computer. I could do it on the computer, but like I literally have 8 or 9 windows open at any given time, and it just gets lost. And so I have a notepad that sits right next to me, and I write down the people's names as they call in. I write down their first, last name, and their...
You do that for your on-call stuff, too.
Yeah, on-call stuff, too, but that's more to, like, log it so that I know that I had, I took a call at this time from this person, and it took until this time.
Yeah.
That's more for, like, here's how much I get paid in overtime.
you still do it.
But you're not, like, submitting that handwriting.
Right.
No, I'm not submitting that. That's for my own use.
Whereas I have to write out prescriptions.
Right, and you have to have... you can't read a doctor's handwriting
Right.
anyway, so you don't have to have good handwriting,
Yeah.
chicken scratch. Anyway, sorry, I was just finishing that
No,
thought.
that's fine.
Nalani, you were saying, what did you say about people told you what?
I had a couple teachers that told me that I had really nice handwriting and that it looked like teacher handwriting.
So you could have forged your parents' signatures and it would have been cool.
My mom and I have very similar handwriting.
I don't have similar handwriting. I can forge stuff really well, though.
She went on a lot of field trips that weren't actually field trips.
Like, I could get away with that. My mom was a teacher in the same school district.
No.
Like, she knew everything that was going on.
Next question. Can you beatbox? No.
No.
I can.
I know you can. You got that VP down.
So Jake's definitely the best out of us.
When I was a little kid... Sorry, Scary Jesus Rockstar is jumping out at me right now.
Out of context, that sounds really weird, by the way.
No, it doesn't. Google it. Google Scary Jesus Rockstar. It'll make a lot of sense. All right.
It's his mouth, isn't he?
It's a beer, and the head is
Say,
just foaming and
Google
foaming.
Scary Jesus Rockstar head.
No. Don't do that. This is not going well. Stop carbonating. This is why it's Scary Jesus Rock. Oh my God. His head is not stopping. Okay.
Ooh.
So part of the reason I won't say I'm good at vocal percussion, but I know what to do with it. And it's fun. I enjoy it. Part of the reason was when I was in college, I was in an a cappella group, and I wanted to do it. So I practiced and I practiced and I practiced, and the first year I was in it, they never gave me anything to do. And I was like, come on! Anyway, the next year I came back, and there was a different music director, and somebody who I knew and who, like, I used to beatbox with a lot, Cleab.
Yeah, but you knew Wally.
Yeah, I knew Wally, but Wally was like, he liked to do the vocal percussion. So did Cleab,
yeah.
But Wally was one who was like, let me do it.
Didn't Wally teach you quite a bit?
A little bit. He taught me some stuff, like the inward Ks were something that I never really knew about, and I think it was him or Caleb, I don't remember which one, but we all three of us kind of like traded off that stuff. And
Inward K's.
Inward Ks. So when you're doing like your cats, I did air quotes there, while the head on my beer is still growing. Unbelievable. The cats, the boots and cats and boots and cats, like that. It's actually your, what it would basically be is like a snare hit. It's a snare snap. It's like, actually it's a rim hit on a snare drum. And that's your inward K. You make a K sound, but then you breathe in, like you're breathing in and saying cats.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, that's hard to do.
I know. You got to practice that though. That's how you breathe. That's how you breathe when you're beatboxing.
Oh, like that makes sense.